Hi everybody, Fran Aiken with Jump Realty. If it looks a little different in the background, it's because I'm at the LaSalle Jump office today in that gorgeous red. Anywho, so what is going on in Windsor real estate today? There's what the headlines are saying, and then there's what's actually happening. So I'm sure you've seen some stats that have gone out, and they're talking about how slow the market is and how interest rates are high and sales prices are down. But you know me, I like to be a little different, so I beg to differ here. I'm seeing activity. I'm seeing people come back to the table. I'm seeing people thinking, I don't want to get priced out in the spring market. I want to look now. I think there are rumblings of an early spring market. People are starting to get it, and I think that, 7 rate hikes, they've been sitting on their hands for a while. And so I predict that the spring market will be a little bit more of a buyer's market. And here's my reasoning. If you look at the stats I put up yesterday, the difference between the listing and what is selling. Now, it's February and people go on vacation and it's winter still, but still, the days on market is getting a little longer. It's stretching a little bit. And I think sellers are starting to get a little hey, I don't want to do an offer presentation. I'll take offers as they come. And when they are, things are clicking. So I think we're going to have a little bit more of a buyer's market, especially with the list to sale ratio being so close. People are pricing to sell. They don't want to wait around for 3 weeks or a month and, see what happens. And it's interesting because in a normal, quote unquote, normal market, that wasn't unusual to have your house sit like that and be on the market. Not necessarily sit, just be on the market. And I think because of COVID, we're so used to this fast turnaround, which brings up another point I want to mention. There'll be a lot of talk about January sales versus last year's January sales. Last year in January, we didn't have 7 rate hikes. It was still a frenzied seller's market. So context is important. Context is important in a lot of things. I have a few clients out of town and they'll be like, well, what's that neighborhood like? That neighborhood's not a good neighborhood. Well, it's a great price for a house. Yes, because in context, it's not in a good neighborhood. As well as, why is the price like that? Because it's in a very coveted neighborhood. So context is important. And the other reason I bring this up is this came up quite a bit this week. People in Windsor who are used to low prices for the last 10, 15 years, saying these prices are crazy high. And then my clients in the GTA being like, oh my God, it's so affordable. I can't believe the price is down here. So it's context and perspective, right? I think that Windsor has been spoiled for a little bit and we are used to very affordable housing. And unfortunately, that is not the way of the world anymore. They're not making any more land and people are moving down here and we have things being built and people coming for jobs and people retiring. And, unfortunately, that's just not the lay of the land anymore. And so this is why we talk about buying now, because the market is only going to grow. So that's that for this week. The thing I wanted to bring up in our educational portion, why use the listing agent when you're a buyer? I had a friend come to me and say this, blah, 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 I just always use a listing agent. Well, you can do that. And, there are agents out there and sometimes you do both ends of the deal and sometimes it works. But in general, you need somebody on your side with your best interests at heart. And if they're the listing agent, their best interest is to get the best price for the sale. As well as what happens when you come to negotiate. Can they really negotiate in your best interest, knowing what the seller wants? So I highly advise, before you just blindly go in to the listing agent, even though there's great listing agents out there, and find a buyer's agent. Call me, ask if they have somebody they recommend, but you need somebody who's advocating for you and your best interest, not the best interest of the property. And I want you to keep that in mind. And keep in mind that when you're a buyer, the seller is paying the agents. The seller pays commission unless you make other arrangements. So in essence, I don't want to say it's free because nothing's free in life, but think about it. And they have your best interest at heart. So anyways, yeah, I think that's about it. Next week I will not be here. I'll be on vacation. Very excited. And I will be back on the 22nd with more information. Take care, guys. Have a good week. Be safe.